Hello there folks, it's TRJ Gaming and welcome back to our World Snooker Championship 2004 adventure from a rookie to a snooker champion. And today it's time for the 13th instalment, unlucky 13. But for who? Is it going to be ourselves or for David York? I'm pretty confident this match in the last 32 of the British Open will be decided today. I'd recommend you go back and watch the previous two episodes, which will show you the previous progress we've made in the game so far. But if you are tuning in for the first time, we are 3-2 down to David York. So let's try and get this frame on the board, because if we don't, it makes things very awkward going into the next, because that means that we have to win every single frame to avoid David York winning. So if you look on the bright side, if we win the 3 straight frames today, we're through to the last 16. We lose this frame, we're then required to win the next 4. Which makes things interesting. Or the next 3 rather, not the next 4, the next 3. And unfortunately, there was a pot on there, but the yellow just blocks it. So it's going to have to be a safety shot again. Something which, I'll admit, I haven't played much of so far. I don't want to leave this pot on the red, but I'm not really sure how hard we want to hit it. And I've been reviewing a lot of snooker of my own, a lot of snooker general. That's a decent shot, actually. A little bit too hard, but it's not as bad as it could have been. I mean, these reds probably do go, but... Oh, blimey. Well, I don't know what on earth he did there. Shall we have a look at the replay? For some reason, the skip AI shot was on. I'm not sure what on earth he did here. What did he do? Was this my shot? No, this was his shot, so he went for it. He just... for some reason, went for the safety. Oh, that must have been my shot, because that's the shot. Oh, he played that shot. Okay, it just looks like that he exploded the reds a lot more than he did. But I've been looking at the snooker of myself recently and saying that, to be honest, we should be playing a lot better. We should be incorporating safety into our game, a lot more less stupid shots. I think this goes without inflicting damage on the other red. I mean, they are touching, but it should go. Yeah, let's go for it. But there are too many crazy shots still in our game. We don't play enough safety. And I think that's a fair comment. It really is. And that's something we're going to have to improve fairly quickly, or else we won't be able to take it to the big boys and, in effect, become a champion in anything. But we have left ourselves a little bit of a tricky predicament here. We've got the first points of the frame, but we have got a nasty black to put up with now. And if we don't get this, and it's going to be tight... if we don't get it, we might be best just hitting this soft rather than... well, as soft as we possibly can. Although this could be... no, it's not good enough. It was a little bit too far off, but actually, we'd have had dreadful position nonetheless. So we've saved ourselves a little bit there, unless he comes out of a pot that I haven't seen. But we just need to consider that we need to be playing more safe. We need to be playing more safety shots, making sure we are playing to our successes and our strengths, which are inevitably... when the opponent's weak, when we can get some pots that perhaps the opponent can't. That seems bonkers because we're not the best player in the world. But there are some pots, I feel, that we will go for that the opponent won't. Not silly shots, but ones that they won't go for. Like, I mean, this should be a pot, unless I'm being stupid here. That goes in. But I don't want to get to a point where I completely lose my potting confidence, because sometimes... when we play the crazy pots, they go in and it looks magnificent. I mean, sometimes they don't. That's a much, you know, more than fair comment, but... we don't want to lose the charm that we've had so far with some of these long pots, but this should be okay on the blue. I think. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, it's about right. A little bit harder to try and get it up and down the table. I know people have been saying in the comments, oh, use more topspin, etc. But on this occasion, we're just going to play it nicely, regularly, and that is a decent positional shot as well as the pot. Right. Now here comes the next. Again, a bit more power. This should be... it was a pocket, this one was, that we didn't have the most luck in, it's fair to say, last time out. Because we just kept missing and missing and missing. Now, unfortunately, we haven't got the angle on this blue, have we? No, we haven't. We've got it into the middle pocket, you could say, actually. Are we bob on? Are we straight on? I mean, this will be straight on. I just can't tell if we're straight on the angle. I really don't know. We're just going to have to go for it. It would be a shame for the break to end here. But I think blue's probably the easiest shot in the chance. But no, it wasn't straight on. That's the problem with not... what a foul! Oh, no way. The brown went in, didn't it? That's unfortunate.
could come back to haunt him shortly.
Whenever we try to improve our game, sometimes just these mistakes keep slipping in. But I have to say, David York has been atrocious so far. I'm not particularly sure how on earth he managed to win 3 frames in the last episode. I really don't, or in this game so far, because so far he has been absolutely dreadful. But we went for the blue. It wasn't quite straight on. That's one thing I regret about not using the overhead view. Although we can argue it makes it a little bit more unrealistic. But it wouldn't be a bad thing to use that. But would it accelerate us especially more? You know, would we be able to get ridiculous breaks with it? I'm not sure. So I don't think it would be a bad thing. But that's another 7 points courtesy of the black.
8.
This red on the edge of the cluster should go into this middle pocket if we hit it nice and soft. Don't need to use any screw back, nothing technical here, and we can get onto the blue. But we'll play this shot by shot. We'll think of position shot by shot, not do anything too crazy, and hopefully play this frame by frame, just to make sure that in this one we can get back into it, get back to 3-3, and also that we can make sure we get through to the next round. So I think that's crucial in this British Open, to get through to the last 16. Make sure that even if we don't win this tournament, get through to the last 16, the last 8, even the semi-final, try and get further progress than we did in the last tournament. And I think that is something we can do in this one, although we haven't got the best position here. I'll happily admit that. But we can, I mean, it's not, I don't think this is a crazy shot. I think it's a shot that could go, probably won't, but sometimes it's just worth the risk. So we're going to go for this shot along the cushion. It's our best chance of a pot. Let's see if it goes. On that occasion it hasn't, because we probably hit it too far towards the cushion. A little bit more angle away from the cushion, and that would have gone in. It was just unsettled by the fact it hit the cushion before it got to the pocket. But nonetheless, we tried, it didn't go in. Sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes, obviously David York's had a bit of alcohol in between games, because I don't know what on earth he's doing here. I mean, he's given away a foul. I don't think he's had a pot so far. We're going to force him to continue from there, because there's nothing easy on the table. If he pots one, fair enough, but the way he's going, I very much doubt he's going to pot anything here. But he's had a foul so far. He hasn't potted a ball. This would be his first pot if he potted it, and once again, I don't know what he was playing there. Although luckily that red's safe, and I think he's left the ball safe, so he's fortunate in that sense. And it's a little bit worrying with this red here. That if we put it back up the table, there is a danger that he could pop that one into the middle pocket. But nonetheless, we're going to go and just try and hit this red fin. Stove in the rules, of course. Make sure we don't commit a foul. That's the last thing we want to do. We've got a small lead in this frame. Where's the cue ball going? I think we're okay, are we? Oh, it was close, but that's not the worst safety shot in the world. I think that's a good safety shot. Again, I think the middle pocket red's on, which we did fear earlier, but will he pop that? No, I don't know what on earth he's doing. I really don't. He's gone mad. He genuinely has. He's gone mad. Now, does this red go? Oh, it's a little. It would, but I think it's just a little bit too tight, and I don't want to risk it. I might have done if it was the first frame or a less crucial frame, and this really isn't a crucial frame, but at the same time, for the reasons I mentioned earlier, it is, because if he goes 4-2 up here, it makes it a lot more a game of pressure for us after that. Now, I don't think this black goes, does it? Because of the red. I wouldn't want to risk it anyway. Is there a pot that's easier? Or do we just leave this cue ball safe? I mean, we can go for the blue. I don't think we're going to get it. But we'll try and get the cue ball up the table towards the ball. That's the most important thing. The lucky thing is that because of where these reds are positioned, that there's nothing that's easy on that. They're all quite either close to the cushion or in that cluster that the 7 are in the middle. So we're a little bit lucky there that that's the case. But David York yet to get his first pot within, 10 minutes of the video, which seems crazy. And he's tried to play a similar shot than we did there, but it's a lot further down the table than ours was. But once again, it's pretty much safe. This one on the edge doesn't go either because of the pink. So I think it's another safety shot required here, unless we can put this one in. I don't fancy it, though. Yeah, I don't fancy that shot, personally. The question is, what do we fancy here? Because we don't want to put these reds particularly free either. I think what we might well do is try this one. Hit it with a bit of force, and then hopefully then as well it does go up the table. So we do sort of go for the pot, but it's also going up the table as well. It doesn't quite run to the pocket, and that's unfortunate because it leaves that red open to pot now, which is unfortunate. But we did all we can there. Sometimes you've got to accept that these things will go wrong. We will get things wrong, and that's a natural occasion in the game. Luckily, though, that black is being covered by the 2 reds that are by it. But he's going to go for the yellow, which he's missed. I really don't know what he's doing here. But this is a much nicer red than it would have been before. We'll get a bit of screw back on this. Not ridiculously, but we need enough just so we can pop the black next up and hopefully clean up those 2 reds that are there. That's the 1 point. That'll do. Pretty much in the same position that we were before. The black will give us good position. And
Going for the black
the red is a good position. Well, the red's a good position, but the red is a good ball just to give us a bit of insight into where the black's going to go. But of course, the black will, well, it won't block that actually. Luckily, I just thought the black spot might have been a bit further down, but we're okay. Now, no, we can't get it to curve past the black, so it might be worth just playing this straight on and getting the position on the other cushion. Nice and soft. And then if we can get the red here, get the black, and we're up to 40 points. The pink's a possibility as well. That might be better to break up the reds, possibly. No, it's not really, is it? No, I'd rather go for the black. It's a bit of an easier pot. Hit it with a bit of top, a bit of pace as well. Although, I can't really see this going into the pack of reds. But the pot is the most important thing here. And if we get position, it's just a bit of luck. And we haven't really got position. It's not the worst positional shot in the world, granted. But it is going to be very tricky to break up these reds. And equally, it is going to be very tricky to hit a red and make sure we get out of this situation now. Let's just take a bit of a thought about this. We could go through the middle. I don't quite think that's going to work. We're just going to have to go for this. Quite a heavy shot. We've got the 34-point cushion. I don't think David York will clean up despite whatever happens here. But to be fair, there's the 1 red that's possible, but apart from that, they're all in still pretty obscure positions. But David York can't even pot that, so I don't know what he's doing today. Is that red being covered? No, it's not by the pink, so we're lucky here. May as well get a bit of screw on this one. We've been handed the frame here by David York. I don't know what on earth he's doing today. He's having an absolutely awful game.
1.
We could sneak it up behind the blue, but I think the pot's on here. And to be honest, I don't really think we ought to play games with David York. I just think that we need to clean up, like he did in previous frames, to be honest. There we go, that's another 5 points. He's done that in previous frames, that's what we're going to do here. And hopefully this red will bypass these 2 other reds. Now, this is a tricky shot. That's about right. I think the more we fiddle with it, the worse we get. But if we can pot this, it's frame over. But it's a tricky pot nonetheless. But it's just about dropped. And we were quite fortunate there, but it did drop. And now we're on for another 5 points with the blue.
7.
And this is a good frame. It certainly has been a good frame.
Played onto the blue again.
We haven't played the worst, considering we conceded a foul. So, without the foul, he's just had the 1 pot, which is pretty good, to be honest. Although, we haven't snookered ourselves, luckily, here, but
12.
It wasn't the best situation. So, we're just trying to hit this nice and thin and get it back up the table, hopefully to a similar position where we are now. And the idea is, hopefully we get another few pots. And, yeah, that'll be the end of the frame. But not the best safety shot there, but once again, the balls are fairly safe. And once again, he hasn't potted that red. I don't know what he's doing today. He's really having a bad day. But we'll get a bit of screw on this. Get a good position on the black. And then we get the colour and the red. And it is frame over. So this is the red. A little bit too hard, but doesn't matter because we've got the pink and the blue. So this is frame ball. And this has been quite a nice one, actually. And we should now go equal at 3 each. I'm going to regret going for that pink, because it would just bounce off the knuckle or something ridiculous. So we're just going to go very simple and go for the blue here. And this should be 5 more points, which it is. And that, without any ridiculous issue now, should be the frame. So we're going to nestle the balls up behind... we're going to nestle the object ball up behind the cue... God, what am I on about? We're going to nestle up the cue ball behind the object ball, and hopefully... He should concede from here.
I don't think he should be taking on the more difficult shots.
Does it look like he is, though? He's going to play on. He needs 1 or 2 snookers. But what on earth he was playing that? I don't know what he's played all match. I really don't know what he has.
Wasn't any option but
Not
to
all
use the
maps, it's
rest
a little
for
bit
that
harsh,
shot.
but in this episode, I don't know if we're being very civilised and very good. But, do we go? We can get our first 100 plus score in this frame. Well, this is interesting, isn't it? If we can clean up, we get our first 100 score off the career mode. It's not a century as such, because it's not a century break, but
One final red to go.
it would be a milestone. I'm not too bothered about it at this point, so we are just going to try and just get rid of this red. If it doesn't go in, he will concede from here. But soft is the way to go. It's dropped.
9.
Now we're on to the colours. I think we'll go for the pink here. Yeah, that should be okay. Not too hard. We just want to get it back onto the yellow. And if we can get this pink, which you have, and get the colours, we will get exactly 100. But does this yellow go? I don't think it does. Oh, it does. Blimey. We're getting a bit of luck all of a sudden. Well, there's 27 left on the table. As I said, if we can pot all the colours, that moves us on to a score of 100. But the green is going to be very tricky to pot here. But we might as well just stay on for the potting practice. It's not going to hurt. We haven't really got to be too careful. We've got the frame in our hands. And we've done a good job. Ooh, and the green's just missed. That's going to be the end of break, end of frame. I would guess that David York will concede from here.
Yes,
There we go, he's conceded that frame, he's had enough. John and Dennis have the same lines every time someone concedes in this game. But we're back to 3-3, and that, I think, personally, was a well-played frame there. And if we could do something similar to that in the next 2 frames, then we are through to the last 16 of the British Open. Let me know down in the comments, do you think this is down to a bit of an epiphany as such, me saying, right, we need to just calm down our game? Or is it just that David York has been rubbish and that we've just been lucky? I hope it's the first option, but I'm a little bit hesitant to feel that it might be the second option. Nonetheless, David York's make a decent break. We're just going to tap that red on the edge of the cluster. The cluster? It's not a custard. On the edge of the cluster, and that is well done there to get back to the ball.
Shot available here.
Apple juice, though, the choice of drink today. I'm having it in a Guinness draft glass, and that's lovely. I just thought I'd let you know. Why not? Not going to hurt, is it? But of course, we don't endorse alcohol round here. That's for John and Dennis to do. I know this is a bit of a stupid pot. It probably won't go. That's the apple juice talking, but we've got lucky. Ooh, we haven't actually. That red still goes. And I don't know whether we put it on easy difficulty or clown difficulty for that matter. But what on earth is David York doing? I really don't know. Now,
A sensible shot here is the red near the black. It should give him good position.
that's not a plant as far as I'm concerned, so we're not going to bother with that. Let's try and hit this one and then get it back up to the top cushion. It might not work, but I feel like it's probably our best solution in this case. Probably too hard, though. Not too bad. I think it's blocked that red going into the middle pocket, although it seems it hasn't, which is a shame. And David York starts the scoring in this frame.
1.
But I don't think he's capable, proven by what he's done earlier anyway, of getting a 50-odd break. So we've made a few mistakes so far, none that were glaring, to be honest. Just some tricky shots, and I think we've played them the way we wanted to in our gut instinct. And we've not gone mad. This seems a bizarre shot to go for. He's potted it, though. Fair play to him.
7.
I think he's finally picking up his game. That'll put him up to 13 with the pink.
13.
Still got to develop the reds, but with this shot he certainly could if he gets it in. Let's see, can he continue his break? He will. Just gone past that other red and he's started to develop the reds a little bit now. This may well be David York's frame, albeit I don't think he'll win it on this visit, but I think it will be David York's frame.
21.
Nice bit of screw back used there. Although this does make it a tight pot. A tight pot. It certainly does, although I think he can do it based on that angle, but it is still a tight pot. And he's done it, fair play.
A nice clean pot.
Now, what colour does he go for here? There's nothing that glares out at me. Is he to go for one of the lower values? He goes for the pink. Does that just go? A little bit of luck he's getting, I think. And it's gone.
28.
Where does he go next? Does that red, I think, goes directly into the pocket, doesn't it, that he's touching? He might not be touching it, but he's certainly close to it. He's going for this, and that's a pot. Well,
29.
he's getting the look that we did last frame.
Well played on.
And I'm not saying that, oh, God, he's getting the look in a moany way. It's like, well, fair enough.
35.
But we need to be on the right side of the next frame. If, of course, he goes on to win this. There's still a big chance that he won't win this. He does need about 70. So he needs another, sort of 5 or 6 reds
He should be able to
win
find
the
the safe
frame.
area for the cue ball.
It's debatable whether he's going to be able to get those. Now, I don't know whether he plays safety there. I wasn't focusing on it
he's
too
played a shot
much.
for nothing here.
But we will go for the pot here on the red. Because at this point, to be honest, we've just got to go for the pots. We're 36 points behind in the frame. That's the first pot. And we've just got to get on with it now.
That's a terrific shot.
Now, hopefully the blue looks decent here. I can't quite tell.
A gentle nudge on the black here might be
There
a
you
good
go, the
idea.
blue goes quite nicely. Play it with a bit of screw. Make sure we can get back. That gives us a good opportunity onto the one of the reds. But potting a blue here will give us a good footing in this frame at least.
It's a good shot on.
Now the blue is yeah, it's far enough away. That's fine. A red's on here, I think. Is it?
Red near the pink.
Yeah. We can get a bit of screw on this also. Do we want to? Actually, it doesn't matter if we touch the red here. But once again, it's another pot. There we go. Good stuff. Nicely back onto the blue.
He'll probably take the blue again here.
John, you read my mind. We just want to make sure that hopefully this when this blue is respotted, that it doesn't interrupt the plan for this red. It's gone a little bit further than I planned it would actually. The cue ball. Unfortunately, it's gone exactly where I didn't expect. There's no way that's going to get past the blue. So it's going to be a risky pot. And we should have really accounted for this. But it wasn't bad. We haven't played badly. And we might get a lucky pot out of it. No, I doubted it. And we haven't. And I think there is certainly a pot on now for David York. But you could argue it was his frame anyway. So really from here he shouldn't lose. He's got the black on quite easily. That'll certainly help him out. And there are some reds that are now on. I mean, he's playing brilliantly now to develop the reds. And I think he's got to be very unlucky here. I mean, equally, we've got to do a good job to make sure we can win this frame.
Seems to be
but
well
he's got to be pretty unlucky now to lose the frame from this
I think he'll
position.
take the yellow for position.
Yellow he's going to go for here. Interesting. And he's missed it. Well, now let's focus because we've been given an opportunity by David York. Does that go? I don't want to risk it personally. Ooh, although there isn't really anything better on the table in terms of risk. That red is the least risky on the table, although it is very tight with the cushion. No, that doesn't go. Even if we get it the tightest touch, it's going to bounce off that knuckle of the pocket, which I don't trust. Right. I don't like these shots particularly. Soft will do the trick though. And hopefully this red goes in. It will. Well done.
Nice clean
Not
pot.
the best position, but the blue should go. There we go. That should go. Bit more power. Get it back down the table with a bit of screw. Not ridiculously. Hopefully we can get this red into the middle pocket because that might start to upset things in a little while. That red will go into the middle pocket. I don't think it'll be touching the blue. There we go. Perfect. There we go. It's a much easier pot now. Nice and soft on that. And hopefully we're back on the red or the pink. Although that might be a little bit too hard to be back on one of those. But there you go. That's dispatched.
7.
Black's a possibility here.
This one isn't going to be easy.
Seems a bit tight on the black. It would have been a possibility, I think, at the start of the frame. But at this point, honestly, now it's all about winning points. And I think the yellow is the most realistic opportunity here. So that's what we're going to go for. Points are points. And if we lose the frame by a point, well, you can say we could have gone for the... Oh, dear.
We're going for position on the
Our
black
first
would
real
seem
mistake
likely.
of this episode so far, that is. Not good enough, that wasn't. And it is David York who deserves to win the frame. But amazingly, we're still in it. Well, this is unbelievable. We don't deserve... That was a bad shot, I'll admit. But I don't think we played any more bad shots yet. So, but we wouldn't get away with that in a bigger game. So we have to make sure that we are making the least mistakes possible. But I think now that David York's given us another opportunity, we've got to take it here. Now, you would argue, go for the black, go for the... In fact, yeah, go for the black. What am I on about? In the pocket? Oh, I don't believe it. Just a complete oversight there. And he's going to pot the red. Oh, dear.
That's nicely onto the green.
I don't know why I went for that in all truth. The blue was an easy pot. Just greed, that was. And because now he's 27 points ahead, and that makes him 30 points ahead with 27 to play for, that is David York's frame. Unfortunate, we have to win the next two. Very much down to the wire here. But I think we've got what it takes. We're just going to request to concede the frame whenever he misses a shot. But we will skip the rest of the shots. And there we go. He's 13 more ahead than it makes possible to win. And we'll concede the frame there. Get on with the next. And hopefully win this one. Or else we'll be out of the British Open in the first ranking round. In terms of it not being a qualifier. First things first though. The break's got to be good. And I think we've played a similar break to the one we played so far. So that's not too bad. It does leave a red on though.
That's a very mediocre break.
Unfortunate that was. Okay, let's see what David York can do from here. Will this be the winning one? I don't know what he's played there, but he's been very, 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 very lucky to leave that safe. But we're just going to nestle it up behind the red because you can't pot anything from there. Let him play the risky shots. What's he going to play from here? No. He's not going straight into the pack. Surely. What is he doing? Oh, well. Talk about a bit of luck.
He can get good position here by taking the red near the pink.
You can take the red near the pink. Well spotted, Dennis. Do I fancy myself, though, for that? No, not really. But if he thinks it goes, then it will. It's going to be tight, though. We're just going to go for it. It might be way off, but this might be the little bit of luck we need to win this match. Oh, just off the... Oh, no, 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 no. Oh. That could be it, I think. He'll pop this. He's got to. What was he doing there? I don't know what... I honestly don't know what David York's doing. But he's getting away with it. That's the most frustrating thing here. Because that I don't think that red goes. I don't want to risk it anyway. So, same routine. Nestle this up behind the red. And let him play the risky shots. But, oh dear. No pot so far. A foul from us. But we conceded a foul in the first. So, am I really too bothered? In the first frame of the episode, I mean. Again, what was he doing there? He's potted the yellow. And now we're on equal terms. We've both conceded a foul. Right, this... Oh, we should... Oh, do we force him to continue from here? Can you seriously pot that? Yeah, you can pot that red. And I don't really want it. I don't really fancy getting him to do it. This might not go in, though. I don't fancy myself here particularly well. But that looks about right. It's all about margins, and if you get it right, it's so sweet. And on that occasion, we were... I'll tell you what, I think we've lost our confidence with those shots a little bit. We need to learn... I don't know what to knock my confidence. I think in the earlier episodes we could make those shots, but for some reason we can't now. He's tried to play the safety, which is fair enough. Although that can go straight into the middle pocket. So that's an interesting one. Nice and soft, just so we can get it onto the blue. Hopefully not too soft. But it would be crazy if it was too soft. But there we go, that's a pot. Straight back onto the middle pocket. Not the best position, actually, though. If we want to start to develop the reds, that's this yellow might be... this pink might be the best way to go. Hopefully bounce off the cushion straight into the pack. Oh, what? How did that miss? I know it was powerful, but I thought it was straight into the heart of the pocket. And I'll accept that was a stupid shot. That was a stupid shot. Oh dear, we could have took control there as well. Well, that was daft. I'll accept that. I don't think there's a way into that pocket because with the pink's there now. So surely tap this and get it back up the table. I don't particularly want to hit this pack of reds because I don't know how they'll react. Just too hard though this might be. It's okay actually. Luckily the yellow stops it in its tracks. This is going to be a tense end to the match. No two ways about it. He's broken up the pack slightly. I like the look of this one.
By taking the red by the pink spot, he should get good position.
The one by the pink spot. I made this mistake in one of the episodes by going, the one by the pink, what's he on about? But no, the one by the pink spot, the one we are on now. This should go, shouldn't it? It's very narrow margins as usual, but hopefully it goes. Fingers crossed. We're 1 point ahead in this frame so far, but I don't want to count on that for the rest. But we've broken the reds up slightly, and we've got the pot. The only problem is now we haven't really got position to speak of. I mean, the green could go, although we could just play a safety. Although we can try and combine the two by getting the green in the pocket and playing the safety as well. Does it go? It doesn't. And that couldn't have gone worse, to be quite frank.
He'd play safe here, putting the cue
that was a
ball in the
disaster.
baulk area.
Play safe, they reckon. Did he actually hit anything there? Well, that's a foul, and it's a free ball. Yeah, I'll continue with the free ball, I think. If the blue will go. Right. Can we get... I know I did this earlier and didn't go in, and you'll be going, what on earth is he doing? But... Right. We want to get into this pack of reds. Of course, the free ball means you can put any ball. And it'll count for the same amount of points as the red. And to be quite honest, that was a waste of time. I don't quite think there's a 4-ball plant on here, but luckily we can play the pink, of course. Because the blue counted for a red there, so we're now onto the colour. Another 6 points. We wriggled our way out that one quite nicely.
That makes a nice change. Getting a shot with the
and we've
rest
got a nice
there.
position on this
He's
red,
having no luck with it so
which is
far.
in the pocket. We've just potted the pink into. So let's do it, shall we? We want to get some top on this, just so we want to get into the pack desperately now. But this will give us a 14-point lead, which we've got. A little bit better into the pack, and in fact, much better position than we've had before. The brown should go, but I'm just going to look at the pack, see how it's all looking. It's looking a little bit better now, isn't it? Okay, let's pot this brown. I don't like this brown particularly. So we can hit it nice and soft. That doesn't go. That does, though, surely. It's going to be tight. We might just miss it. And it might be our last shot of the game. That's crazy to say. But fortunately, it's not going to be. We'll get one shot even if we miss this.
He might still get good position if he clears the red on the side.
Does that go? I think it does. Not much consideration needed there. I think this one should just go, he says. What an idiot. Why didn't I look at that more? I thought, yeah, that's going. I don't know why I thought it was going. Very odd there. Not left anything highlighting on there, but there is still a pot potentially here, and he's potted it. And well, we've got to sit back and wait now in anxiousness. Take more of a sip of my apple juice. That could have been our last shot at the British Open.
5. That's nicely on the pink.
It's nicely on the pink. I don't know how that's nicely on the pink
There
at
should
all.
be no problems for the next red.
I wouldn't like playing this. It's going to go in as well though, isn't it? That's unbelievable. Wow. He's not nicely on a red. I'm banking on a miss in this one because I think he's going to go to the one by the cushion. Come on, miss this one, son. What's he going to do? He whacks it, which is our good old technique, and he's left a nice pot on, so thank you, David. Right, let's win the frame now from this position. I'm not suggesting that we've got to win it in this visit, not at all. But let's get a good footing in here to make sure that we've got some sort of lead for when David comes back to the table, and that will do.
1. Plenty of backspin on that
Onto
shot.
the brown or the green. I think the brown will go.
I'd consider potting the brown here for position.
Nothing too hard or unrealistic. But this gives us a 12-point cushion in the frame if we can pot it, and we've potted it.
5.
Just past the blue. Not the easiest red pot on here at all. That's about the best. And it's dropped, it's gone in. Unfortunately though, we've got no position to speak of really. That yellow might go, mightn't it? Brown into the bottom, I don't know. I really don't. I think we're just going to nestle it up behind the yellow, see what he can do. I know he was saying, well, we ought to get a good lead here, but I think it's going to be tricky for him to get out of this snooker. And if he does, the likelihood is he'll just plough into the reds.
He'll do well to get out of this.
Let's see what he does. I think we've certainly got the upper hand in this frame now, which is exciting. And it'll take it down to a decider. Yeah, he's ploughed into those. Although amazingly, he hasn't really left anything that's glaring, although there's got to be something into the middle pocket in those. One of those 5 that are in the middle there.
He'll probably try for position on the yellow.
Right, let's get something a little bit harder just so we can see. Oh, this is tight. Position on the yellow, I reckon. Right, okay. Right. Oh, this is nasty. The middle pockets are definitely the hardest to play into, unless I'm missing something with the bottom pocket. I just don't think the angle's there to get it. So, we risk this. It's a big risk, definitely. But if it goes, it's a risk that is well worth it. Does it go into the middle? It's tight. Oh, just off. If you'd have put the pause button on a second before, yeah, that's going in. But it just hit that side knuckle, and that just completely messed up the shot. David York now thinking, what's my best option? Straight down the table, into the bottom pocket, and I don't know what he's done there. Safety shot my eye.
The difficult red on the cushion might be a problem.
Another point here I'll be happy with.
There are a lot of
reds to choose from. I agree, Dennis. Not John. Another point to our score. That'll certainly help.
Clean pot.
Blue here, I think. That'll do. Just make sure this does go in. A fairly straight shot. Another 5 points to the frame.
6.
Now, there's not really much position to speak of here, unfortunately.
The obvious shot will be to go for position on the black.
This one might go. Very soft here. Soft will do. If we can pop this, which I'm not banking on, it's not a nice shot at all. No, it's not in. We would have been 20 ahead. It's a very tricky shot to play, that is, along the cushion. This will bring David York back to 18 down. He's got good position on the green there.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to use a deep screw shot here.
And to be fair, I think after this, if he plays his cards right, he can pot 5 out of 6 of the reds. So that might be our last shot. But let's see, he might make a mistake here. The 2 big colours are certainly out of commission. Has he missed that? How has he missed that? Let's watch this again. How has he missed this?
Let's see that shot again in the replay.
Well, that's Jones-esque, that is. I'm sorry, but that is Jones-esque. Wow. Well, how has he missed that? First off, we've got to take the opportunity now. We just have to. He's not left anything easy on, though, once again. Nice and soft. That should do the trick, but I don't like these sort of shots. Come on. Yes, it's dropped.
1.
Now, is the black back in
commission?
commission?
Takes the black.
Again, not a nice shot, but none of these are. There's a reason why this frame's been quite a long one. There's no nice shots here. The black's dropped. The force of gravity came in, I feel, there. Honestly, it did. And the black's dropped.
He should be able to
Although,
find a safe area
there's
for
nothing
the
on
cue ball.
here, unfortunately. It would be if it was from the other side, but in case you haven't noticed, it's not. So, this is a very tricky one now. Where do we put the cue ball? Is there a plant on there? Is that a plant? I don't want to be stupid. But we're going to be, aren't we? Oh God. Yes! Come on!
He's using all the shots.
Brilliant. Fantastic. A bit of luck there. Nice plant. Do I prefer the black or the pink in this occasion? The black's very tight. Actually, I prefer the blue over any of those shots. I'm much happier to date the blue in that occasion, blimey. We can whack this as hard as our heart desires and this will go in. So, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, let's go for it. Blimey. A nice plant there. Good of us to recognise that plant.
That was a forceful
and now
shot.
we've got the red
one.
right by the pocket as a result of the plant we played earlier. Play this nice and soft. Hopefully get a position on the black or the pink. I think the black's going to be preferable, but if not, a position on the blue would do. That's a pot, Brill. Great position on the black.
Seems to be queuing well today.
Well, we are playing well now. And I think, I can't work it out, but we'll get the black. Oh, bloody hell! Oh, you tool!
Shot here.
Oh, you idiot. Well, I don't know, we're both playing as stupid as each other. But we missed that black. That was a glaring miss. I don't really think we can say, well, he missed the red. That was a much easier shot. Because the black was a really easy shot. Right, we've potted the red. Shall we go for that black again? If we can get to it, that is. I don't think we can. Oh, unbelievable. Right. Is the blue still on? It is. I think we're still comfortable in this frame, to be honest. But I don't know how we missed that black. It would have definitely put us in the driving seat. But this blue will give us 5 points. 19 points compared to 55. I don't see David York coming back from there. Oh, my God.
Well,
oh, really my God. Unbelievably, we've got a snooker. But we've missed the blue. That's my drinks coaster going mad, by the way. Not me just punching the wall or something like that. Oh, well. There's 31 we're ahead. And there is 43 to play for. We're just going to give this a good old-fashioned whack. Unless this cue ball goes into the middle. Oh, nowhere near.
Well, he's lucky though.
Luckily, we're safe, I think. Unless he can play this across the cushion quite skillfully. There's 43 left. If we can get 13 of them, we take it to a deciding frame. That's got to be in, hasn't it? Surely. A bit of power, but not too much. Pressure's really on here. We've missed some stupid shots, but I think we deserve the frame the way we've played.
Sometimes we like to see
yeah, alright, John.
breaks, but when the frames drag,
might be entertaining for you, but it's not for me. Right, 42 available. Now, the blue would be brilliant here. Brown into the middle pocket, possibly. It's going to be tight. Green is the middle pocket as well. Does the black go? If the black goes, it's frame over, to be honest. And it's a good enough chance as any. I don't fancy the middle pocket, so why not go for the black? He's not going to clean up here, surely, so we might as well take a chance, and it's just off. Well, he will pot the red. And if he does clean up, that's my mistake, but let's see if he pots the red first. He's going into the top pocket, is he? No, he's going into the middle. And he's missed that.
Well, a steady nerve is needed here to pot the red.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, Dennis, but I think we've been snookered. Oh, unbelievable. We've been snookered. And it requires a 2-cushion mistake. Right. Or does it? Am I being just clueless here? Oh my God. This is horrible. Right. We've gone for it. We're just going to play. I don't know how... well, I don't like getting out of these at all. Have we gotten out of it? Oh! Oh! That was so close. That was about as close as we could have been, to be honest. That's unfortunate. Really is. That's close as we would have been. That puts us only 28 ahead with 35 to play. He's daftly said we can carry on.
Marvellous. Fully committed.
For some reason. But with this pink, which is not the sort of shot you want to play for a frame, unless there's something easier up here. Of course, any of these pots will lead to the frame. I don't think he'll clean up though here. I really don't. So, is it worth taking a bit of risk? I don't think this blue is going to go. But sometimes you expect it and it doesn't go in. And sometimes you don't expect it and it has.
Well, that could
And as
just
Glenn...
be the
Glenn?
frame clincher.
I don't know where we've got Glenn from. But as John says there, that could well be the frame clincher. Well, we take this down into a final frame. We're 2-1 up for the day. Are we 2-1 up? Yeah, it was 3-2, wasn't it? So we're 2-1 up in the episode. Of course, we've got one frame left to play.
He's well ahead. He can afford to
Well, we'll
relax
just
a
try and
little
play a
now.
sneaky double. Although I'm not going to lie, it's not going to work, is it really? No, it's not, and that's fine. And unless he carries on for some bizarre reason here, which I can understand. If he has to play one fewer frame to win this game, it makes sense. We'll take this green, though. Just to make sure we do have the peace of mind we do win this frame. Rather than playing a silly safety shot and thinking, ooh, you know, he can still get back into this. Hey, we've missed it. Well, the secret was making it safe, of course. No, it wasn't really. That was just daft from us. He can play these games as long as he wants to, though. He's going to come out second best. He really is. Especially in this frame. I don't know about the match. But in this frame, he's going to be second best. Even though we keep missing these shots now. And this isn't good for our potting confidence at all. No, no good for him. Well, he's going to keep us playing here, which is fairly annoying. Now, we've just got to be considerate of this cue ball. Which, I know we probably won't get the pot, but we need to get some screw back. It's not going to fly here, is it? It does, actually. It does. But we've potted the green nonetheless. We'll take that. Now we'll just try and put the brown in. But once again, if it doesn't matter. We've got a huge margin now. And it will all come down to a one-frame shootout here in the British Open. Is that going to be it? Yep, he's had enough. He's conceded the last two. And now it goes to a final frame. Let's save this first, just to make sure if it malfunctions that we can get this save data back. But it's going to be another big decisive match here. We had one against Stuart Bailey in the third round of the LG Cup, and you guys really seem to enjoy that in your masses with the views. Hopefully this longer video is something you guys will enjoy too. But it all comes down to this deciding frame, with a capacity of about 20 at this stage, it seems. But we're here on this. We can't make any mistakes now, really. I mean, we can afford to, but that's a good shot from David York on the break. I'll give him that. This is going to be very tricky. We might bake up the reds here. And we have. Not the best, certainly, but that was the only shot we could have played, in my opinion.
Would seem likely.
We could have nestled it up behind a red, I suppose, but that never ends well. So we are going to have to sit down for a bit, and the reds are quite developed here already by myself, which is a little bit worrying, but David York will make a mistake. I don't think he'll win the frame in this visit, although, of course, he can do a lot to strengthen his chances of winning it. What's he going to go for here? Does the pink go? The black certainly doesn't. The pink does, though. He's missed it. What did I say? Nice and quickly, and his chances of winning the frame in one visit has gone. Well, this is about the best potting chance for us here. We're going to have to try and hit it hot, nice and soft. These shots can be very 50-50, and I don't feel like we've got a good chance here. But it's dropped. But then, the position's a disaster.
Yes, he has. He won't be happy
Oh,
with that.
dear. Ooh. Luckily, this pink's quite close to the cushion, so we can gauge this snooker a little bit better. Ooh. Can we? It certainly doesn't hit the pink, does it? No. Right. Oh, God. Does it hit the blue? If we go in between these two reds? We're going to have to try. Oh, God. Tense already in this last frame, and this could give David York more points, and we've missed the blue.
Foul.
I wonder if he'll continue fouling, as he can pull himself together.
He might play a shot to nothing.
David is going to continue from here. I'm surprised at that. And he's missed it. He's gone hard, but I suppose it's all go hard or go home, isn't it, at this
The
point?
red near the black spot seems to be a
Red
good
near the
choice.
black spot, so this is this red. It seems to be a good choice. Right, let's make sure we pot this. Well, I don't really think we can make sure we pot it, but we can have a good go. It's going to be tight. And as it was in the last frame, every shot can be our last. Oh, for Christ's sake. We've done it again. How? How have we done it again? This just seems crazy. Right. Pink. I was very careful there. Now, how do we change the... Oh, how do we change the colour we're going for? Select. There we go. Pink. A little bit further on. Just give it a whack. I can't believe we've given away 2 fouls here. Because that's what we will give away probably now. Oh, we've missed the bink by a mile. Foul and a miss, that will be.
6 away.
No ball hit, 6 points away.
Careful here.
And now he's nicely onto a red. This is frustrating now. Really is. Right, let's get the pot and actually get some decent position. That would be a novel idea, wouldn't it? A pot's certainly on here. And we've got it. Lovely. Finally, we haven't snookered ourselves. Jesus Christ. Right. Okay. Blue is potable here, so is pink. But I think for the sake of our game, we're going to go for the blue. Nothing too hard. Make sure it goes into the pocket. It is really just ball by ball now. Particularly with us being on the back foot. On the back foot.
Nicely done. That was a good long pot.
Although, we haven't got a good position here. We really haven't. Oh, God. No. Right, let's hit this fin. Try and get it where it is now. It's going to be very tricky to hit it fin, though. And we could have possibly hit it a little bit harder. Go, 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 go. Stop. Ah, too much. Unfortunate, he might still miss this. But it's a glaringly easy pot. He's missed it. Again, another point to our advantage here. If we can pot it, that is. Right, focus on the pot. Now we can get position. So that is definitely going in. Now give it a good whack. There we go, we got the pot, and we've pretty much got the position.
He had to use lots of screw back to make the position.
Hopefully we can pot this blue and end up near the bottom cushion. Although this blue is a little bit harder than I thought it would be. Is that a risk we want to take into this? I don't know, but I don't think there's anything that's particularly easier. So we're just going to have to like it or lump it here. We've potted it. We've done well there.
It's a good shot.
And have we ended up with a good position? I'm not sure. Ooh. Is there a plant on here? I know we're fairly new to this whole plant business, but I don't particularly want to risk it now. Right, I think we... This could be stupid. And you might be screaming, no, in the comments, but I don't think you can get anything from here. Oh, no, there's that red stripe. Oh, no, there's not. Okay, that's good then. I don't know. Why on earth are we looking at him? I don't want to look at him. I want to look at where the table is. Sorry, David. But, yeah, he's missed that. So that was a good ball played. Now, can we back this up by playing some further good balls? I think we can on this occasion. This could be a danger, though. And I think I regret it already. I do. I regret it already. Ugh.
A gentle nudge in the black here might be a good
Let's
idea.
have a look. He's missed these sorts of shots before. He's not going to miss this one now, is he? Of course not.
One.
These reds still aren't developed,
Getting position by
so
potting the blue seems to be
it's
the
not
best
like
bet
it's
here.
game over, but we're making our job a
That's
damn
good
sight
start.
harder.
So how far can he go
There's
with
an obvious
this?
red there, so that's another point, another colour. He needs a good 50 or 60 points though, does David here. It would be heartbreaking to go out. Well, he's developed the reds nicely now. Black and pink are out of commission, but blue certainly isn't. Come on, miss this. He's missed it. Brilliant. And he's given us a decent position on this red here. Right. Nice and hard. Hopefully get a decent position, but sometimes you'd rather just put it down to the gods.
A nice clean pot.
Now does the black go, or is it touching the red? No, it doesn't. I can figure that one out already. Right, the pink's the next best option then. This is very tight with the pink. I don't think it will go, but you just never know. And there you go, it's dropped. Sometimes you won't think it does, and it does, and that's very pleasant to see. Although this red now is a little bit harder. Right, nice and soft. We don't want to put it into the pocket we don't want to put the cue ball into the pocket as well. But it's just veering onto the cushion, so I think that's okay. And there we go. Decently onto the pink, but I think the blue is also there for the taking as well. He'll probably take the pink again here, John reckons, so that's what we'll do, if we can. If we miss this, this could be crucial, and I'm not got the best confidence. It's all down to the gods. I don't think we've played it well. It's in though. And we've got nice position on this red again. Not this one, this one. It's a tight pot, but it's pretty straight. And for the first time in this frame, we're ahead. Hopefully we don't jeopardise that now. Hopefully we get another red, which we have. It's dropped off the cushion onto the pink again. Right, okay.
Position from potting the pink could help things here.
Let's not be confident. That seems to work. That's about right. It might not go in. See, I love doing all this no confidence thing, but sometimes it doesn't work, but sometimes it works like there.
21.
Right, now we have a bit of an issue. Let's let David play the tricky shots. We've got an 8-point lead. I think, to be honest, if we bring this back, this would be our best example of a good game yet. Why is it a poor shot? You can't pot this.
He should be able to play a good safety shot here.
I think that it would be our best comeback. We were 3-2 down, and we played really well. Oh, let's listen to John. Oh. Did he say it or not? Because I didn't hear any of what John Virgo might have said there. But he's given us another free red. Bear in mind, we are going to have to develop these free reds at some point, but we want a maximum point cushion before we start doing that.
1. Seems to be queuing well today.
Now, this is tricky. I don't fancy the pink. And to be honest, do I fancy the blue? Not really. But we'll go for the pot nonetheless. No, it's not dropped. But have we played the snooker? Yes, we have. We've played the snooker in that as well. Right. Hopefully he can develop these free reds for us. He's hit the black.
Well, snooker is what this game is all about.
Now, do we force him to continue from here? We can continue. We can evaluate the table and then force him to continue. And that is exactly what we're going to do here. In my mind, there's nothing that goes in. We could be being blind. You know, he's just tried to whack those balls and it hasn't worked.
To get good position,
16 points is our cushion. That other red doesn't go in now. 16 points is our cushion. We can make that further now. It's a nasty red though. It proves Zark and Drenchels if we can get it though, and we have potted it.
1.
Brilliant position on the black.
This should get the black re-spotted.
Nice and soft. This will be a 24-point lead in this frame. Feels like it's coming to us now. This is going to be a tight red as well. But it should go. Ooh, God, I'm feeling the pressure. Oh, it's not dropped. It's not dropped. Oh, no. We've got a cushion. We've got a 24-point cushion. That's all we've got to think. Right, he's potted the cue ball as well.
Well, I could see that.
Well, he's giving us this here, to be honest. He really is. And that's another 4 points. And we'll take one more here.
The red will give him the frame.
And this is frame and match ball according to Dennis. As I think it is. I think he's correct. It's the last red. And we've potted it. Now let's pot the blue. And tick it off.
Looks like he's trying to get the blue back onto.
No, I'm just trying to get the easiest ball. And the blue's just right on the pocket. So we'll take that. Come on. It's not confirmed until it is. And we've potted
I think
the blue. We're going to simply put it up. It's not the most spectacular end, but we're going to just slip it up behind the yellow. And will he concede from here?
I think he'll play a safety shot.
He's going to play a safety shot. There's still 7 points difference. He can get a snooker, etc. here. But, has he got one? No, he hasn't. Once again, let him play the tricky shots. Just nestle it up behind the yellow. He's going to get aggravated with this at some point. Is he going to try and play the double here? He's going to try and get the snooker, but it's not going to work. Just give it a whack at this point, but not necessarily a whack, but enough. Unfortunate, but that will be a pot for him. He's not going to go for the snooker now. But really, a pot sometimes is better than a snooker, and he's missed the pot, and that just shows how David York hasn't been up to it
what's
today.
Going to happen on this shot?
Dennis isn't sure what's going to happen. Well, Dennis is a bit confused. Oh, we've missed it. Well, I think we can get away with that now. Now that we've pretty much won. I use that term loosely. I've seen these games go before. Oh, you git.
He's well ahead. He can afford.
He's well ahead. He can relax. I don't think so. This gives him some points. If we miss the yellow. Luckily, we've tapped the yellow, and that couldn't have been a better shot, to be honest. It's touching the yellow, but we've done well there to get out of that snooker. I don't know what he was playing there.
It looks like he might go for a snooker.
No, I'm not going to go for a snooker, because it doesn't end well, usually. Have we got one? I don't know. No, we haven't. I don't know what he's trying to do here. I really don't. I just want to pop the ball and get it over with. These are horrible times because the match, in one half of your head, it's over. And then it's, oh God, he could still get back into this, you know.
Well, this shot will really test his skill.
Well, it will test our skill. We'll just give it a whack. And hopefully that'll be it. He'll come back to the tee. We could really just nestle it up behind it just to reduce the risk here. Where's the cube?
Well, with
oh my God.
on the table
no.
And his commanding lead.
We're okay. We're okay. What a stupid thing to do there. We should have just nestled it up behind the red. But I don't know why he's forcing us to continue here. Probably just because he wants us to get another foul. But we'll take that green. Like I say, that was an easy shot. We'll try and clear up here, but I wouldn't count your chickens. I don't think we will. We've won the match now at the end of the day. You know, we're not too bothered.
That was a nice shot.
We've got the brown now. We should get the blue.
A shot.
But it's not until it says that we've won the match that I'm satisfied that we've won, and I think that's acceptable. Especially after a 9-match thriller like this. A 9-frame... Not a 9-match, a 9-frame thriller like this.
12.
Well, this will be the last shot of the game. It's very simple what we're going to do now. We're going to nestle it up behind the pink. And we will officially be through to the final 16, the last 16 of the British Open.
He's let this frame slip away.
Yes, he's had enough. Yes, thank you very much, Virgo. That just confirms he's conceded the last 2 frames and he has conceded the match, ladies and gents. And we have beaten David York in this match 5 frames to 4. A very good way we played, to be honest. I think from 3-2 down. Obviously won this 3-1 in the end, this episode, and I think that was a good match. But we will see who we draw in the next. Once again, I hope you did enjoy that. I know it was a longer episode and some of you guys don't enjoy that, but at the same time, some of you guys really do. And it seems episode 13, rather than being unlucky for him, unlucky for us, was unlucky for David York. I think we need to probably cut out some of the fouls, probably get a little bit better at some of the long pots, get a bit more confidence, and we should be best to compete. But we've won this one. I think we've done quite well, especially from bringing that 3-2 down. Brought it back to 3-3. It was 4-3 then to York, and that was the first time that we actually managed to get equal in the game. So our next match is against Marco Marzotti, who beat Carl Mackenzie 5-1 in the last. It's the last of 16. Let's see who else is in there. Anyone I recognise? I don't think there would be. No one I recognise in there. But if we do manage to win this game, our quarterfinal will be against either Craig Breverton or Hugh Lloyd. But make sure to tune in. Well, you can join in if you want. But make sure to tune in on Saturday. We'll be going back to Brighton for another 9-frame thriller. Hopefully it won't be 9 frames this time. Hopefully we'll clean up a little bit shorter. But it looks like with Marco Marzotti winning 5-1 in his last game, it might be a little bit harder than we anticipate. But that has been a mega episode. Thank you very much for watching, folks. A much more pleasant end. I thought the last frame would have been a lot more tense there, but we got the job done fairly well. I think we played some good snooker there. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you got to this point, fair play to you. Thank you very much. I've been CIJ Gaming. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys on Saturday again for episode 14 of our snooker journey. Have a good day, folks, and I'll see you guys later.